Good Friday morning. I'm meteorologist Jeff Cooper. The next 10 minutes we'll be taking a look at what the weather's going to be looking like as we go through the weekend and into next week. Let me just tell you this. We get rid of these clouds over the weekend. We'll see some sunshine and warmer temperatures. That'll be nice. It's been, needless to say, chilly and kind of damp over the last few days. And finally, we're going to get that to clear out of here. It looks like as we head towards Saturday afternoon, and then Sunday looks really nice. We'll show you that, of course, in our 7-day coming up in just a little bit. Let's take a look at the forecast, though, for the rest of this day, and not looking good. We'll see temperatures stuck in the 40s all the way through the rest of the day into tonight, and there is a chance for a few showers out there. I'll almost not even say showers, but sprinkles or a little bit of light rain here and there. We'll see those through the afternoon, maybe early evening, a little bit of drizzle and mist maybe. And then that should all clear out starting overnight, and then eventually as we head towards Saturday afternoon, the sun should return, and tomorrow's temperatures will be in the 60s. But today, definitely chilly and cloudy, temperatures into the 40s. Now, great news for today. Look at this allergy report, 0 on pretty much everything except for mold. That's what the cold air will do for you, and drier conditions. So yeah, we're looking at not much going on at the allergy report. Shouldn't have too many problems, I hope, today with your allergies, unless you're allergic to mold, and that's even on the low side for today. So looking pretty good there if you're suffering from allergies all the time. Let's check out some of our Roofing 911 live sky chems, and this one, of course, up in Jasper, the Jasper County Courthouse. But you can see the clouds hanging tough, not only down here around the triangle, but also up in towards the lakes area. Not looking at any sunshine for this afternoon, and you can see the wind's not too bad today. Trees are pretty steady there. We don't see a lot of leaves blowing around as we look at our Roofing 911 Skycam network towards Port Arthur, brought to you by Market Basket. Cloudy skies out there, and just chilly temperatures into the 40s. And once again, we've been seeing a couple sprinkles here and there, a little bit of a light rain off and on, and we'll see that through the afternoon. We just have a strong flow out of the south and west, and that's keeping the clouds overhead and bringing in these little weak disturbances that are squeezing out a little bit of the moisture. So we're seeing very, very light rain out there for this morning and then through the afternoon as well. So it shouldn't be a big deal. I wouldn't worry about even the umbrella too much for today. Just make sure you're bundled up. Make sure you have on a coat as it's cool out there, or at least a pretty good sized jacket. Take you over to the Horseman's Western Store in Orange. Cloudy skies, temperature around 45 degrees right now, humidity up there 90%, and we're seeing a little bit of a north to northwesterly wind, about 2 to 3 miles per hour. Like I said, the winds aren't a big deal out there for today, and looks like traffic is going along smoothly in the Orange area, and not much going on over there. Traffic picking up a little bit. We saw a lot of traffic earlier this morning, and still looks like it's pretty steady. People heading different directions for the weekend, I guess, over in Louisiana, or coming from Louisiana over into Texas here. And we'll take one last look over at Packard the Prairie, looking at the Port of Beaumont for this morning, and you can see cloudy skies there. We're at 44, so temperature's pretty uniform across the area, generally middle to lower 40s, humidity at 84%, and winds are out of the northeast at about 4 miles per hour. Temperature-wise, like I said, pretty uniform. Generally 43 or 44, a couple of 45s out there. Woodville's at 45, so is Port Arthur. Then we're looking at 44 in Orange, Silsbee, and Kirbyville. Jasper's at 43, Beaumont's at 43, Lake Charles at 44, DeQuincy's at 42. A little bit warmer towards Conroe at 49, then 47 in Houston, and then 45 over towards Huntsville for this morning. Here's that flow I was talking about out of the southwest. You can just see it continues to push right across a good portion of Texas, and you can see these little embedded disturbances that are popping up in this flow, bringing us a little bit of light sprinkle activity, maybe an isolated shower, but generally it's just light sprinkles, a little bit of drizzle, maybe a little bit of mist here and there, just making the day a little extra miserable with the cloud cover and the chilly temperatures. If you look up towards the Panhandle, you got sunshine around the Lubbock area for this morning and going into this afternoon, but we've got cloud cover almost to El Paso. El Paso looks like they're seeing some sunshine. From Pecos all the way over into Orange, we have cloud cover, and then, like I said, near the coast we have these little disturbances kicking up some of these isolated showers. Take a look at what's going on around the rest of the country. Can't help but notice all the purple and pink through the northern Rockies. A lot of energy coming in there, another storm system coming into the Pacific Northwest, and they're seeing some snow in the higher elevations, Idaho, western parts of Montana and Wyoming. good news for ski resorts in that part of the country, but if you're not skiing, you're probably running into a mess trying to get around in some of the higher elevations there. And then we have some rains along the coast of Oregon and back up into Washington State. Some of this not making it down, though, into portions of California. Maybe a couple of showers near Crescent City, but most of the activities up into the Pacific Northwest. Definitely can see the fog hanging into the Central Valley there of California. I used to live in Chico, which is in the northern part of the state, and we'd get some of that fog to build into the valley. It could stay around for a couple of days and not lift out. You'd be looking at temperatures in the 60s in the valley. You go up a couple thousand feet, you get out of that fog up into the upper elevations of the Sierra, and you'd be in the lower 80s with some sunshine. That inversion was really something to see out there in the valleys of California. All right, the rest of the country looks like fairly quiet across the northern tier of the U.S. Maybe a little bit of snow flying up towards parts of Minnesota for this morning. And then there's a lot of activity right along the eastern seaboard, at least the southern half of the eastern seaboard. Carolina's getting some rain along the coast, back into Georgia. Florida Panhandle's getting some rain. It looks like some of the upper elevations over there in West Virginia and into parts of Virginia getting some snow. You can see the winter weather advisories popping up there and then popping off the map. So a little bit of snow into the higher elevations along the Appalachians for this morning. It looks like that's moving out a little bit, though. Here's our radar, and there are some spotty light rain showers popping up here and there across the area, and we'll see these through the afternoon. The coverage won't be much, 30, maybe 40%. That's about it. And they'll continue to move in from the southwest, moving northeast with that flow. And eventually that flow is going to kick out of here, and we'll see some warmer weather for tomorrow and some sunshine. But you can see, continue to see these little disturbances, these little areas of pockets of light rain kind of move across the area. Ignore these 50s. We're not going to be seeing 50s at 7 o'clock for this evening, that's for sure. As we head through the overnight, I think we're going to cool down back into the 40s. And then here's Saturday. We start off with cloud cover. As we head towards lunch, maybe a few clouds starting to break up. And then during the afternoon, we'll see that sunshine break out, and we'll see temperatures in the 60s tomorrow. So that'll feel very nice as we head into Saturday afternoon. As we look at our coastal marine forecast, north winds at 10 to 15 knots, seas from around 2 to 3 feet, kind of choppy on the inland lakes and bays. You can see right now at Texas Point, north winds at 9 to 13 with the water temperature in the lower 60s there. Next high tides, there's only one left for the day. That's at 4:48, and our sun sets at about 5:16 for tonight. So forecast, just cloudy skies, a couple of showers, light sprinkles here and there, 30–40% coverage, and temperatures will go as high as the upper 40s, maybe a couple of 50s down south of I-10. But with the cloud cover, it's hard pressed to get those temperatures to warm up, and right now we're kind of stuck in the middle 40s there. Cloudy skies through the overnight, no real rain expected except for maybe a little bit of a light sprinkle along the coast as that rain starts to move off towards the south and east. And we'll go lower 40s for tonight up in the lakes, and we'll go some lower to middle 40s as you get south of I-10 down towards the coast heading into your Saturday morning. 7-day forecast shows temperatures, like I said, rebounding very nicely on Saturday, 63. We'll go up to 70 on Sunday. Lots of sunshine Monday and Tuesday, but we do cool down. We have a front coming through late Sunday going into early on Monday, and temperatures only in the upper 50s on Monday, but still that will feel nice compared to these few days we've been seeing with temperatures in the 40s and the cloud cover. We've got sunshine out there, so it should feel fairly nice. Tuesday, sunny skies, but a cold start, 36. Matter of fact, Monday also will be cold. We'll drop down to 40. Probably a lot of the area will be into the upper 30s, especially up in the lakes. And then as we get into Wednesday, maybe not quite as cold in the morning, and a nice jump to the lower 70s on Wednesday, and still close to 70 as we head towards Thursday. We're looking at a temperature right there of about 69 with another chilly start on Thursday morning of about 48. So we get these clouds out of here this morning, and then we'll start to see some sunshine over the weekend. Finally, we'll turn things around a little bit with a little bit warmer temperatures. Our average high this time of year about 67, our average low about 47. So